parts were bigger and easier to understand, and like they could just fucking, you know, put stuff together and figure out what was wrong with their like engine or whatever.
Yeah.
It was more. It was I guess it was more common knowledge. If you had something that had mechanical parts like that, you could kind of figure out how to fix it.
And it was common knowledge, and then modular. It was they were just designed modular because
Mm-hmm.
planned
Yep.
obsolescence wasn't a thing back
Yeah,
then.
yeah, it wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
fucking folks were making money off of the repairs, and there was a
Freud's
whole
nephew hadn't.
economic system around repair
Yeah.
economy too. Where there was capitalists involved there.
Yep.
Um,
Yep.
that fucking were benefiting from being able to repair machinery and shit until they figured out. Was it Freud that figured out planned obsolescence?
No, no, no.
And
So
Ford?
Freud's nephew. I forget his name right now, but he he basically kind of took like Freud's ideas and then
Yeah.
applied them to America and consumerism and whatnot. Like he created modern consumerism.
Edward
Essentially.
Bernays.
That sounds right.
Yep.
That sounds very, very right. Yeah, I thought there was a burn in there.
Yeah, you're probably talking about Edward Bernays. I read about Edward Bernays, Bernays, in a book called "Toxic Sludge is Good for You," which is produced by a couple here in Madison, actually, which is a pretty good book.
Oh, really?
And they talk about the PR industry, the birth of the PR industry, and Edward Bernays, and how, yeah, he was fucking related to Freud, and how fucking Hitler was a big fan of Edward Bernays, and Edward Bernays created the public relations industry.
Yeah.
It was a good book, and it's from the not Freedom from Religion. It's from, man, it's from this progressive Oregon town.
Shout out to Freedom from Religion Foundation.
Yeah, they're dope too. Yeah. So they got some. You ever drive by there? Okay, go ahead.
Well, my mom was part of their organization. I've actually went to one of their functions one time. Because they were having one in Madison, and mom was like coming up to the convention, so I checked it out.
That's funny because your dad's a pastor. Or
Yeah. Oh,
or
yeah.
so
See that? Yeah. It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
She got free.
Yeah. She got it. Yeah. She got out of it. Yeah. But they just pulled you back in.
Oh, yeah, with their social service work,
Yeah.
fucking feeding people and giving people homes. That's what pulls me back in, or at least around folks.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah. They're definitely like some of them are definitely allies.
Yeah, like some of these folks in churches put a lot of lefties to shame.
Yeah. Oh, I should introduce you to my friend Kathy sometime. You guys would have a lot to talk about, but she was a Christian person that had a church in a bar that I went to called the Red Door.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. And she was just she was really outgoing about like helping like the youth, and she ran a youth center, and she really tried to help people talk about their faith or spirituality and stuff while also doing
Rockford? No,
that was in Beloit.
Beloit, excuse me.
Yeah. While also like honestly being like an activist in every sense of the word.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I don't know if she would think of herself as an activist, but I think that she is.
Oh, okay. Like I gotta look at my levels here, so I think I need to.
Oh yeah, and you can see him here a little bit too.
Yeah, I like this visual a little better because.
Well, yeah, that's true. I mean, that's a little more accurate. Yeah.
Well, you can compare them two over time and look back. Oh, that's what I did yesterday when I did compared to.
Yeah.
Compared to. Okay, our levels are looking good. What's up, folks? Welcome to the Lil Guillotine podcast. I'm your host, Lil Guillotine, and welcome to my co-host, Brad LeBaron.
What's up? What's going on? We're in Revolver Studios in my place.
In Madison,
Wisconsin.
Revolution Lover.
No place in particular.
So we're actually, the place we're at is not that far from Whitehorse Middle School over in Monona, which is the place where an incident occurred a week and a half ago now.
Oh, yeah.
Where one of the fucking teachers, no, they weren't a teacher, so that's complicated, but they were like, they were like assistant principal, but they weren't admin, and I'm not sure how that works with the union contracts and the titles and everything. So they weren't a teacher, but they were a school worker, but they weren't an admin person. They were actually someone who advocates for restorative justice, they ended up getting into a fist fight with an 11-year-old black girl who was in middle school, and they ended up pulling this black girl's braids out of her hair until she was bloody,
What the
and then
fuck?
started punching this girl in the face until like another teacher had to throw herself on the black girl, the young girl, in order to be able to stop this fucking dude from like brutalizing her.
What the fuck?
You didn't hear about that?
Well, no, I mean,
Oh shit! You
I've
did.
heard it talked about. I have. I just,
All right, yeah,
yeah, it's a fucked up thing.
it's so
you know?
fucked up.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then the more fucked up shit is that this employee actually still works for the Madison Metropolitan School District, which is utter crap.
So wait. So they don't work at the school. They're just like, you said they didn't work at the school. They're just there for in what capacity again?
So they work for the district, and they will work at many different schools around the district. So they don't necessarily work at that school. They were doing like
Oh.
substitute teaching or like substitute teaching.
Yeah,
Like there was
yeah,
no
yeah.
subs available
Yeah.
to sub. So this
Shit.
assistant principal or assistant admin or fucking superintendent or something. I don't remember the title, but they ended up being a sub, and the incident was like this young girl like sprayed some perfume and like it had hit some other students, and so a complaint was made,
Dude. Yeah.
and then this teacher came in, and the end result was that this other teacher had to throw herself on this young girl in order to protect her from this white man who
Man,
brutalized her.
that's really messed up.
And then the Madison Metropolitan School District came out with this really condescending, like responsibility denying letter just a couple days ago. And so Brandy Grayson, who's a great Black liberation activist in town, has come out with a response,
Yeah,
and
she's
also
awesome.
yeah, and also some parents of students in the school district have a response, and they're actually um, okay. So I'll just have to wait a couple days to publish this, which would probably end up happening anyways, because they're looking
Yeah.
for 50 signatures, and it's on the low right now. They want 50
Yeah.
signatures on this letter before they distribute it to the school district. So I'll wait till after they get the 50 signatures to release this podcast, which hopefully will just be like tomorrow or Monday.
Well, yeah,
Oh.
shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I try to release these on Wednesdays,
Yeah, yeah.
ideally,
Uh huh.
the podcast.
Yeah, yeah. But so they're getting the signatures to get him to resign. Is that it? Or get action taken against
Yeah,
him?
to sign on to this letter that basically. Okay, so here's the situation: is that not to be like unions are bad, but actually no, that's so this person maybe isn't protected by a union because they're not a teacher, and they're like they're a superintendent type of deal. They're kind of like one of the bosses, but they're kind of not the boss, I guess.
Yeah.
So they're not in the teachers union, but they are protected by. There's a professional licensing review board. I'm pretty sure it's the Department of Safety and Professional Services. They have a specific committee that deals with this kind of license, like this teacher licensure, whatever the fuck it is that this guy has.
Yeah.
And so, in order to be able to get this guy fired, the Madison Metropolitan School District Board, the school board here in Madison, would have to recommend to this licensing review board that this person get fired, and then that licensing review board would then conduct a review and a fucking what is it called, an investigation, and then decide whether or not. But they won't do it until the school board makes the recommendation, and the school board has refused to make the recommendation thus far.
Wow. Okay. So they have to take it into their own hands and make it happen, right?
Yeah, so people showed up at the school board meeting last Monday, so it's like 7 days now, and there was so many folks that signed up in opposition to in support of firing, in opposition to this racist brutalizer. That fucking the school board decided to like shut down comment, even though like the laws publicly here locally mandate that they have to have public comment and they have to hear everyone that signed up. And then so folks decided to like shut that meeting down because they were like, fuck that, we signed up, we came out here as a community, like hundreds of people came out because we organized, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's a public fucking meeting, and the law says
Yeah.
they're supposed to listen to us all. And so folks like shut it down. They were trying to go do their meeting without listening to us. So chanting happened, you know what I'm saying, and nobody was able to listen to anything, or
Yeah.
the meeting was not able to happen because the community shut it down, and so the school board went ahead like cowards and went into the back room and conducted the rest of their meeting. Also, another breach of the law, in my interpretation, as not a very good legal scholar, but nonetheless, like this is a public meeting that I mean they do this all the time. This isn't the first time the school board has done this on us. They go and meet in private and fucking do the rest of their shit with like the protection of the cops and security guards.
Yeah, I mean it's the school board. Like they're aren't some of them elected officials?
They're all elected.
I was about to say like that's elected. Those are elected positions, right? Like then it should absolutely be public.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean it might not be what pretty or what you want, but that's the public. You gotta deal with them.
Yeah,
that's that's your job.
And sometimes there's laws that say that certain elected officials, like Congress and shit, don't do. Like they had a closed door session with Michael Cohen a couple days ago. They don't necessarily have to be public, but this fucking meeting, there is laws about this one being public.
Yeah, yeah. And I was about to say like that's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like this is local politics stuff. Like this this shouldn't be a scandal. You know what I mean? Like this should be like a really open and closed case.
Yeah. No shit.
Yeah.
Well, I gotta get beer and weed packed.
Oh, you want me to grab you a beer?
Oh, okay. Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
Yeah.
Or I can get it. Yeah. No, you get it.
All right. I got it. Yeah. You can keep them going.
I'll keep you occupied with things that I'll edit out later, like. Oh, hello. Hello, Apollo. Nobody's on there. Huh? That's the thing with the Facebook. My Facebook
You gotta get it.
fan base, I don't have it very much yet.
Yeah.
But, I mean, my YouTube fan base, and that's why basically.
Just put the camera on Apollo while we do.
Apollo. I don't mind. Folks see me drinking and smoking.
Schmurr.
So the.
Schmurr.
But my YouTube fan base is pretty non-existent, but I've noticed that my shit's been exploding relatively. Relatively, my YouTube fan base has been, which is the #1 place for music discovery, by the way, on top of all the other platforms.
Yes, that's true.
Has been.
That's how I heard Childish Gambino, "Awaken My Love."
I don't think I heard that one yet.
What?
That's a new one.
The one with Redbone, the one he got.
Oh no, yeah, I heard that one.
Yeah, I heard that like randomly on YouTube. Like I had no idea it was about to. I was just listening to some Kendrick stuff, and all of a sudden there was other stuff playing. I was like, oh, what's this?
Yeah,
this is kind of nice.
Yeah,
this is really cool. What is this? I was like, what the fuck, Childish Gambino? But
But I did notice that like consistently posting, I'm seeing like positive moves. Like it's like non-deniable that consistent posting. And again, the more I do it, like if I do it every day, fucking the more my audience is growing. Like I went from 40 to 75 in a week just from posting every single weekday.
Consistency.
Every single weekday. And so like like content, it was like kind of hard. I'm always like procrastinating content because I'm like, oh, I have to film like 20 different shots with 20 different backdrops, and then I have to go edit them all and chop them together and do the sound. But no, you don't. In order to make videos on YouTube, you can just go live.
Yeah,
and then you have a video on YouTube.
Well, yeah, like I think that the really like what's important is just putting it out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, as long as you're consistently putting stuff out, even if it's not like as polished as you want it to be necessarily.
Exactly.
I mean,
I'm really seeing a response.
Yeah, exactly.
As long as it's not like bullshit content, I'm like doing songs and performing drums.
Yeah.
And we're doing politics now. Things that are relevant to my fan base. What I want my fan base to be.
Yeah. It took me a minute to do some of the Hero Worship podcasts because like it's a little more intimate stories and takes a little more planning to get people's schedules in line.
Right.
But I've been trying to be really consistent on the Rolling Stone one.
Yeah. Because you could do that.
Yeah. Because it's just me and Luis, so we can just.
And there's no script.
Down. Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
So low cost, low do it.
I was discussing with my brother Bobby earlier today about
Bobby.
if I was to not have to watch kids in the day, I would have like a scheduled time, like 4 to 8 hours of professional fan base building things, and they would include going live on five or six different platforms. So it would be like I'd go live on Facebook on my personal profile. I'd go live on my Lil Guillotine profile on Facebook. I'd go because I do actually have thousands of friends on my personal profile too.
Yeah.
And then some folks just don't even do a fan page. They'll do personal profile and let people follow them instead of actually be friends after 5,000 friends. So then and then I'll do Lil Guillotine. I'll do Twitter. I'll do Instagram Live. I'll do YouTube Live, and I'll do TikTok. So those I would do every
TikTok.
day.
That's new.
I would do 6 of those videos every day, but part of it would a few of those platforms you can do on your desktop while you're recording on your phone, so you do them simultaneously. So you get your Facebook and your Instagram.
Angles.
Yeah, you get your Facebook and Instagram done at the same time. You can get your and lots of people do this obviously, and then you get your other Facebook and your Twitter done at the same time.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to do TikTok and YouTube separately because they both. No, you could do those. Yep, you could do those too because YouTube can go on the desktop and then you do TikTok. But TikTok's like completely different. You don't just do it like YouTube. So you would, yep.
That'd be nuts because I mean, like, if you take all those things, you
Start
could
to
pretty
do
much.
that already.
Well, I was gonna say you could like if you wanted to, you could also then take all of the videos from each of those live feeds and then make a conglomeration of them that is like your more polished version of it. You know. What I mean?
Yeah. I don't know if you watch Gary Vee, he's like an inspirational, but also capitalist entrepreneur, but he's also kind of woke-ish. He's a little bit more woke than most capitalist entrepreneurs on Facebook, on YouTube.
Yeah.
But he's got a team, so they'll follow him around, and then he'll do like a keynote talk, and then they'll make like fucking 8 or 9 or 10 pieces of content out of that one talk. You know what I'm saying? Like one polished one, one little 2-minute one, and fucking et cetera, et cetera.
Well, yeah, I mean, like that's the thing is that stuff's all in the editing. You know what I mean? Like all you really do is you get like a solid chunk of material or whatever, and then you chop it up how you need to, and make it flow.
Bet.
Yeah, I'm really getting into the editing shit. It's fucking fun.
Yeah, it is.
Sound effects and all that.
Oh, I don't know, cause I just do music videos, so it's just my
you
music.
Do. You do something slightly different than me, but
like some comedy shit.
Yeah.
But I always gotta prioritize the YouTube shit though, cause having a video at least every day, at least one video every day.
Yeah.
And do that for a few months and.
Damn, every day.
Every day.
Yeah.
But it's easy, cause just play on your strengths. Like that's what Brandman Sean taught me.
Yeah.
Is fucking if you want to make content, play on your strengths. I know how to talk about politics till you're fucking blue in the head.
Yeah, dude. Yeah.
I know how to jam. I know how to scratch. I know how to drum. I know how to rap.
Yeah.
So it's kind of easy. Just gotta the creating of content is really easy. Just gotta stay consistent on it.
Yeah. And that's something that you get used to.
When I see 40 subscribers in a week and shit, it like really makes me, it's a payoff.
When I see like 3 plays happening in the last day, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, 3 people listen to this that I don't even know. Because there's the Anchor stuff that I don't even know who's looking at that. You know what I mean?
What is that, Anchor?
Anchor, yeah.
Oh, the website.
Yeah. So I don't really know who's listening to what off of what podcast, but I assume most of the SoundCloud stuff is the people that I know personally. But I don't really know.
That's the one cool thing about the SoundCloud Plus Pro plan is that you could do that cyber stalking thing and be like, oh, who's listening to my track? Oh, this person. So my sister is one of my biggest fans, and then my brother-in-law Micah, he's like a big fan. But part of it is because me and him do a bunch of shows, and he uses my. Excuse me. It's less about him being a big fan and more about him playing my track over and over to practice.
Yeah.
But
nice.
And then there's a couple other folks in there, but you can go and look. So I can go on and look at my stats on my podcast and see exactly who.
Yeah, my little brother listens to Rolling Stones, and he's always.
I listen to it.
We were talking about it. He was asking me about it. I'm like, oh fuck yeah, he listens to it.
Yeah.
Shout out to Ben. What up? But yeah, dude. It's As long as you, yeah, I'm only at like once a week or whatever, but you know, I'm posting things that are a little longer than like songs. But yeah, that's I'm trying to keep it going. You know, keep the train
But
going.
like we're making like I'm making two pieces of content right now
Yeah, dude,
simultaneously.
we're making all sorts of tent.
Yeah. What does that mean? Wait, what?
Content.
Oh, 10.
Tent. Yeah,
10.
yeah, yeah.
Oh,
It's what
shit.
the kids are using. I don't think
The
so.
capitalist entrepreneur kids.
Yeah, yeah,
That
right.
shit.
I got so much tent, man. I got a bunch of tent on my channel. I got some SoundCloud tent. I got some YouTube tent.
So I wanted to ask you about this. What is this called again?
I think it's
Street sweeper. No.
ash catcher.
Ash catcher.
Streets
So
street sweeper.
you find that? So like yeah, I'm starting to just like get into this because of how nasty my bong gets because I just smoke so much, and then
Yeah, I
like,
clean this thing a lot.
yeah, because it pretty much if you clean that, it prevents a lot of resin.
Well, yeah,
because you smoke
the
like
plant
a lot,
matter
right?
doesn't
I mean,
actually get into the
even
main
the
bong.
well, the resin is what I
Well,
care
yeah, you
about
still
more
like
than
get
the
this
plant
stuff,
matter.
but yeah, as long as you clean this out
But
a
it
lot.
reduces it, right?
Yeah.
It reduces the black.
Yeah, it does.
Here's your lighter.
Anyone that can't see, we're looking at my bong.
Well, I was. They see.
We're analyzing.
Yeah, I forgot to
analyzing
mention.
this bong.
I was neglecting the podcast, folks.
All the visual elements. Imagine a bong with an attachment, and that attachment is an ash catcher.
An ash catcher. In my opinion, the first
And
time I
keeps
saw
my
them,
bong clean.
the first time I saw them, I was like, oh yeah, it's another stage where you can get another filtration on your bong. Because when I was a teenager, 15, 14, no, I didn't smoke that much when I was 14. When I was 15, 16, like a lot of my friends, they were making their own bongs out of acrylic.
Yeah.
Acrylic shit, that was a thing in the 90s.
Yeah, that was the thing to do. Well,
Yeah.
that was the thing to do with if you were in an art class and
Oh
you were a
yeah,
stoner.
oh yeah, most
There was always people trying to get away with that.
including folks who use PVC, which is actually very bad because I don't know if you know, but
Oh
when
yeah.
you heat up PVC, it creates hydrochloric acid gas, which is really fucking horrible for you to
Ooh,
inhale.
no.
So
That's bad.
folks, youth, and folks who don't use PVC. That's for plumbing. Please
Yeah.
don't use that shit for smoking.
Yeah, we're
Acrylic
not-
is different
no
than
joke.
PVC.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
the white stuff that you get for plumbing, and it's usually it's always got a number on it for like an engineering number that they've inspected.
Yeah. This is
the
a PSA.
Yeah, don't fucking smoke out of that stuff because it can kill you and give you all kind of nasty lung diseases.
Yeah.
We didn't used to know that, but yeah,
You're
folks
gonna
would
smoke, make like I take like a monster can and like put a hole in it.
Yeah.
And,
No, what?
no.
No, Alzheimer's. No, there's that. Yeah.
Well, no, I was about to say like I like when I first started smoking, like we were not much better because like we made our own little like Genki tinfoil pipe thing.
Yeah.
Like because we didn't have a pipe, you know, we were just we had no clue what we were doing. I was like 20. I started a little later than some people, but like you know, we were like, oh man, we got this tinfoil pipe. It's great. That shouldn't have any problems whatsoever. We didn't use it for long. Like we only used it a couple times, but like you know, we had no clue that it was like it was a bad thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and there was only like not that long, like 20 years ago, that they actually had data about Alzheimer's and aluminum foil. And like it has to do with like aluminum pans. That's how they knew it. They got a lot of data out of folks who, because in the 70s, tons of aluminum pans were made and produced on the market, and fucking that's how they do. They don't test shit. It's all about that capitalism. They'll just test it on your body. You're the fucking test. So
Well, yeah, there's still
folks
like
got
asbestos all over the place.
Oh yeah, this house probably like these tiles.
Yeah, well,
like a lot of time, this fucking exact tile, this shape, this 12 by 12 inch, is an asbestos tile.
Yeah. Who knows?
So
Who
right
knows?
here.
Madison. I mean, if you live in
60s,
any house in Madison, I mean,
I think it's like 72 and before is like asbestos ridden. I think is the year 72.
Yeah, but there's a lot of old houses.
And this
though,
is
that
like
haven't been
60s or
redone.
50s right here.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, they're doing a good job of tearing them down downtown and rebuilding them with apartment complexes and shit.
My house has fucking lead paint. We got a 104-year-old house, I think. 5-year-old house now. 105-year-old.
Yeah, I mean it's still around. It's just it's a hard. Well, I mean it's not that hard to address if we actually put the energy and effort towards it.
Yeah,
but we don't.
There's tons of resources available that are given to billionaire corporations instead of for common sense things like alleviating things that'll kill us that are inside of our households.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
a lot of it, having worked with some of it, it's like not as much of a threat if you don't fuck with it, or, like move it or whatever. But like
Oh, like if
people
it
don't
doesn't
know
get in the
that.
air.
Like if you don't, as long as you don't touch this asbestos panel, yeah, right. As long as it doesn't get airborne, it's less of a threat. Like they don't
Yeah.
like doctors. If you like, they know that we have lead paint, but it's like as long as you paint over it with something that's acrylic, that tends to do a really good job of keeping it in. So they don't even suggest that you like get it removed. But like when if you have
Well,
to
yeah,
do any work,
they pretty much did damage control with
yeah,
it.
exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And they test our kids' lead levels in their blood too to make extra sure, so they're not just like saying if you know what I mean. They do test it and shit, and our kids happen
is
to
that
be
like tested by pediatricians and
yeah, and
stuff?
they do it. They did it a few times, like at least a couple times for each kid, and so like we happen to not have a problem in our house. But yeah, anytime you have to knock down any
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
walls, there's all types of
Oh,
extra
yeah,
work.
if you're doing some
You have to
construction
seal.
or
Yeah, me and my wife did my
yeah.
daughter's room and all types of construction. And we had to seal off the room and fucking take off your shoes, change your clothes when you get in there,
I was
take a
gonna say,
shower after you get out because you can't have anything. You gotta have all this fucking plastic on the
I was
walls
gonna say, didn't you
or the door.
do some like plumbing stuff?
You know, I'm a master plumber. I
Yeah,
still do
yeah. Oh, that's
plumbing
right.
stuff
You were
from
a
here to there.
master.
I'm a
Yeah,
master.
yeah, 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 yeah. That's right.
And it's not the irony of the word master is not lost on me as a fucking revolutionary, radical, wobbly fucking IWW member.
It's a nice title for the roster, though. You
There
know.
was the one comrade who, unfortunately, like, well, I don't know, it's not unfortunate, but I'm not going to mention their name, but they produced a thing and it's going down that was critiquing IWW. But whatever, you know, critique IWW. That's what's
Yeah,
up.
you know, people
Do
can
it. Critique whatever.
what they want.
But they used to be in the IWW. They're no longer more. But I still
Okay.
consider them a comrade, and I would like to organize with them some more.
Yeah.
But they were talking about. They had some ideas about. They already had some thoughts like, oh, I wish they could find like an anarchist master plumber because I'd like to start a plumbing cooperative, and I'm like, yeah, fucking, I'm into that. Like, so hopefully they're still
Oh, cool.
wanting
Yeah.
to do that because I want to work with them on that.
Sounds like a really cool idea.
Yeah, because so I was mentioning this to some comrades. It's like there is a very good reason why there's licensure in the plumbing industry and in the electrical industry, and it has to do with killing everybody, like hundreds of thousands or millions of people. That's possible if you do bad plumbing, and that's possible if you do bad electrical work.
Oh, you mean like that's why it's so important to have like the certification?
It's one of the only jobs like in the world where like
Yeah,
I
you
really
can have a really big impact if you
like
fuck up.
you're talking about millions of people
Yeah.
that can fucking die from these things. And
I never thought about that.
actually plumbing even more so. Like electrical is very dangerous where like individuals can die more, but plumbing has more danger on like the whole the whole entire water system because there's so much danger of cross contaminating the shit with the fucking fresh water supply.
Yeah, well,
That's
I mean,
a huge danger, and it's happened a lot
well,
in
yeah,
history.
well, I mean, Flint, Michigan, they just diverted all of the good water and like started putting the water from the shitty river into the water supply.
Yeah,
Like,
that too. Yep.
that's the kind of shit that can happen if you fucking fuck up and don't do your job right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's like probably the best, the most damaging example I can think of.
Well,
whatever,
okay,
but,
so
like,
I would have to differentiate that
you don't think that's the same?
and talk about that because that has to do that's like a
Well,
plan,
that's
like
also
a planned systemic thing.
Yeah,
because
good point.
because those are both water supplies as opposed to the sewage system getting contaminated with the water supply. That's a whole different thing.
Well,
Whereas that's like public policy that's racist as fuck,
definitely.
allowing the shitty ass water supply to be supplied to these folks because they basically don't see them as humans.
Well, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
That's a little different than the contamination I'm talking about.
Well, I guess I don't know. I was just wondering in like just the logistical sense, like, did they even have like a plumber guy come in and be like, "Hey, is this a good idea or a bad idea?"
Well, that's
did they even do that step? Is what I guess I was.
Okay, so like it's problematic because we're talking about people who are in charge of the laws that allow people who don't get to be plumbers in the first place. So so like it's like it was like above any plumber's head in that case, I think.
Yeah, so it's like they were taking things into their hands that is the reason that there's certification for this sort of thing,
And also,
and
I
then
would
they
add that,
just, did their racist shit.
yeah, but the municipal governments and state governments, county governments,
Yeah.
they actually do not provide. There's no licensure that's specifically for handling like massive water supply. So
Yeah, it's
there's
something
licenses for
people don't think
folks.
about a lot.
Basically, they hold the power that's
Yeah.
like even higher than even having a master plumber's degree. That's like even master plumbers don't even have the power. They have more power because they have control over the water supply system. They can
Yeah.
dictate with their governments like what the laws are and how they can handle it. Fucking and it's like different laws than those that fucking govern like master plumber shit, because basically we're master plumber shit is talking about commercial enterprise.
Yeah.
So we're talking about when we're profiting off of it, not about city government when it shit happens there.
Yeah.
So it licenses people when they're doing work for profit. How do we protect the citizens from the contamination that might come from basically capitalism? But on their side, fucking they're not doing anything for profit. It's on the city side where it's all non-profit public works. So that's
Yeah.
like a whole different. That's like all in their hands.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, they have complete control over that. Nobody's allowed to even apply for licensing necessarily to be in control of that. You have to be the government.
Yeah, 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 and in that case, it was someone that was appointed by someone. It wasn't even someone that was elected to that position that made the call. It was someone that was appointed by an elected position.
I think isn't there like a number of positions that were like, I think people have pointed at for being responsible. One that was like
Well, yeah,
fired
there's
and
several,
and prosecuted.
several
But
people
yeah,
throughout the United States that have been like appointed
Michigan.
to a position that have fucked some shit up.
No, I'm talking about specifically
But-
in Flint. Like, there's been like people have there's been many people implicated in the
Well, yeah,
poisoning
yeah,
of black
there's-
folks, including the governor
There's
of
not
Flint.
just
Also-
it's not just the guy that was appointed. There's
Right.
there's a whole
Because
handful of people
it's
that
a
are.
systemic thing and it has to do with the government and the system. So it's hard to point at one person, just like when cops kill. Well,
Well, yeah,
that
it
is
would-
easy.
It would be ignorant to point at one person. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, but
it's
also-
kind of like
yeah.
saying that like Trump is the source of all of our problems.
Exactly,
You know what I
right,
mean?
right.
Like, there's
But there was
so
that one
much
dude-
more.
There was one dude that was the scapegoat though that is serving jail time for it though. But you're right about that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That
Oh,
basically
yeah,
took the
scapegoat.
fall.
Yeah,
That took the fall.
You always have someone taking the fall.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so like to digress about the fucking school, the
yeah,
11-year-old
get
girl.
back on track. Yeah.
We're back on track. Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
to,
to stop digressing.
that's what I meant. I'm still learning that word.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, that was a bad. Was that a burp or a laugh? That waveform.
Maybe
It don't matter.
I think it was a little both, maybe.
So like the Brandy Grayson and Sabrina Madison called a big public meeting. It was a huge turnout. Many different groups show up, so that was cool. Oh, excuse me. Brandy had showed on, and then there was the next. So that was a Saturday, and then the next Monday there was the school board meeting, and then I think the next Tuesday there was the Tuesday after that. Brandy Grayson had called a meeting at fucking Southside fucking Boys and Girls Club, and I didn't end up making it to that because it was sickness, yada yada. And
Yeah.
then, but the idea was that they were going to organize, because basically, I don't know if you know what an IEP is at all, but I'm just going to explain for viewers too and listeners, an independent education program. So folks,
Okay.
like another term that used to be used is like an education program for children with disabilities. I know that's the kind of
Okay.
language that folks are trying to avoid nowadays. That's why they call it an IEP. But it's also hard to just say IEP and then expect everyone to know that. But it would be nice if everyone did know that. But
yes. Yes.
yeah. So folks with
Here's for knowing more about that.
yeah. So they have like this thing in Madison, probably across the whole country, I'm sure. But I know data about Madison, Wisconsin, where they actually dole out IEPs a lot easier, and like the restrictions are a lot more lax for black students in the Madison Metropolitan Schools District than for white students, and so you'll find the disproportionate rate of black students that have IEP in the Madison Metropolitan School District, and when they have IEPs, they have like all of these administrative like maneuvers that they can do to like basically challenge the kid from like, oh, are you sticking to your IEP? So it's basically like this way this like racist way that they're able to like target black students and like fucking expel them basically. You know what I'm saying? Because hold them
So
to
it's
like
like
stricter standards
so
than the
wait,
rest of
it's
the
like an
students.
extra like thing that they have to worry about.
Yeah, basically because it's like a
What so like
language.
they
It's
do they
fucked up.
just like choose certain students or what is it something that's like designed that is like inherently racist
I don't think so. I
or
really don't think so. It's one of these things where, like, as an anarchist, where it's like you give the state, because it is the state that runs the public schools,
yeah
more power, and then they end up doing fucked up shit with it. So it's like the IEPs. Obviously, I just described what it was. It's
yeah
not
yeah
inherently that's not inherently racist to have an alternative education program
yeah
for
yeah yeah
students who have disabilities. But what the way it pans out, and I'm sure this is common in many school districts, probably most likely. I'm extrapolating here, but
uh-huh
this is how it always works. Fucking the way it pans
uh-huh
out is there's disproportionate amount of black students in IEPs, and
yeah
folks in IEPs are
uh-huh
held to higher standards, so they end up using IEP. They have like these cross examinations that basically what they
oh
are
yeah like an extra barrier
an extra barrier, and then
yeah
they hold them to higher restrictions, and then they have these really regressive meetings that they
yeah
have, and they target students of color, and they bring in like administration and lawyers even sometimes, and
yeah
they're
uh-huh
intimidating like these students of color and their families,
well
and
yeah
so
they
yeah, go ahead.
sometimes even well I have a friend that works with some special needs classrooms and yeah, one of the things is like sometimes like they will have that problem where the person that's teaching them or taking care of them is thinking that they're being violent when they're
Right.
just acting out a little bit. They
Yeah.
just need something or there's something that's not being addressed. They're acting that way because they're communicating with you you know
Yeah.
and there's some people that, I don't know if they're just not cut out for it or what, but that kind of yeah they like patronize the students and kind of put them in this weird kind of box. Not all of them. I'm not saying, I'm not trying to like downplay people that have special needs,
Yeah.
but it
Right.
is
Right.
they're definitely it happens in those classrooms. So
And it's not all the time like from just from my limited experience at this meeting, because basically there were some black parents who have students who are black in the Madison Metropolitan School District telling their experience with these IEP fucking things, and Brandy Grayson and Michael Johnson are part of like some of their work they've been doing, and I know Brandy Grayson's been doing this a lot, is advocating for black children who are having these meetings with the
yeah,
admin and their lawyers. So like going in there and just being there as folks in the black community who are advocates for them, and it like puts them on their fucking guard, and like they get all flustered. And so like that was going to be
yeah,
part of the organizing that was going to be put together. That is part of the organizing that's being put together.
yeah,
And so like I know how to. I mean I'm not the only person, but you can set up a text alert system. So like
yeah.
ideally, like have an immediate alert system so that there can be advocates at these meetings for black children in the Madison Metropolitan School District, like immediately, because sometimes they'll pull these meetings quickly, because they just have their lawyers on holding back. So yeah, they did. But
Yeah, yeah, uh-huh. I've heard some like weird stories about like administrative types talking to kids before kids even get a chance to talk to their parents or like a lawyer or something. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And like it just completely breaching like trust. It does
Yeah.
happen. Yeah, yeah,
Oh, I'd like to add, because you mentioned that, about the girl who got brutalized at White Horse Middle School
yeah,
last week. So apparently the cops came, like obviously the cops came, and then the mother of the girl and the girl, they wanted to press charges against the white teacher that had pulled her hair out, because it was pretty obvious there was some brutal shit.
well,
And then
yeah. I mean, pulling someone's hair
bloody.
out.
There's pictures of it on the internet. It's like
Yeah.
bloody head.
Yeah, yeah.
braids out, like
That's like, I mean,
the head
that
out of
looks
her
like
head.
there's like
11,
malice involved. You know what I
11-year-old
mean?
girl. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, but you're a fucking. I don't give a shit what the fuck, but you just are not. You're failing at life. But white supremacists. So they wanted to press charges, and they told the cops that, and the cops had to call the cop. There's probably just one cop, maybe two. That's how they do on these responses.
Yes.
Told them that they were
Couple.
going to press charges on the girl if they decided to press charges on the cop, which on the teacher. And
What
so
the,
like
on
they,
what fucking grounds?
so yeah, well for fucking disorderly conduct, which is what the cops whole about disorderly conduct, right? That's like the
Yeah, it's like
yeah.
their loophole, their
Yep.
go-to
It's
loophole.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's how they get
It's like I
everybody
don't like the
anybody
way
they
you're
want.
talking to me. Disorderly conduct.
I was
I
like,
smell some disorderly conduct happening.
I'm sorry, this is an 11-year-old girl, and you're talking about disorderly conduct. When is this? When is a child that age not disorderly? Do you like have kids, motherfucker? 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm sorry, like that's like how kids act. They're disorderly.
if you can't handle being around that, then you shouldn't be there.
Yeah, and the cop wasn't there in not his defense because fuck him, piece of shit. But
Yeah.
basically, he was threatening to criminalize the young girl if they
Yeah.
use their rights to press charges on this brutalizer.
Yeah.
Which is like I think like very stark. And again, this is the cops coming to the rescue of the white supremacists once again in Madison.
Yeah. Yeah.
Shit.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not a surprise.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's fucked up. When's the next action for that?
There ain't nothing planned that I know.
Right. They're getting together the list of 50 names, right?
The letter, right. Because we tried to, and then indubitably the next school board meeting, there'll be an action.
Well, yeah. I mean, you think they're gonna let people talk this time?
No. Yeah, fuck it. I don't know. Who knows? But,
Well, I mean, hey,
unless
maybe
we sue them and shit, they might just do it again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
but that means that we need to confront them other places possibly then, besides in their little meeting where they can hide behind the security guards.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or hurt them in other places where it hurts, like in their capital of
Yeah.
their school district that they're operating.
Yeah.
Yep.
Maybe get something out in a newspaper or something.
Like I don't know, like shut down fucking
Christmas.
like what's like let's look at their logistic system. So like fucking indubitably the school district will have a civil engineer or someone who does kind of civil engineering work where we look at bottlenecks of the logistical system of distribution, because like I used to deliver pizzas from Rockies for the school district, and there's obviously tens of thousands of fucking maybe hundreds of thousands, I don't know, tens of thousands of people, and like there's a lot of logistics that happen, and that means that there's a lot of coordination, and that means there's bottlenecks somewhere where like they have problems moving shit where they're vulnerable of losing capital. So I don't know if that makes sense because they are a public school district, if that makes sense to do, but maybe it does. But anyways, the idea, the general idea that we need to think about if they're going to go in private all the time behind their security guards and cops at these school board meetings, when we speak up, then we need to think of something else.
I feel like honestly, as far as schools and administration types go, they mostly just respond to public image shit.
Oh yeah, they're voting. Yeah, right. They're voting. Right. Good point. Yep. They vote them in. So there's your your choke point.
That's what when
they're not capitalists. They're voted in.
Yeah. Bet. What was it when that there was that college football team that was protesting?
You're talking about
for Black Lives Matter.
Mizzou.
Yeah, Mizzou. Yeah.
Missouri
they
University.
didn't care about it until all of a sudden, the team was like, all right, well, here's something you do care about, fucking sports. Yeah. So, right. You're going to have to deal with this or else. We're not because, everyone's paying it out to
but he wrote on shitloads of capital involved in the football. But you're right, there's publicity too. So there's publicity too. So it is a double-edged sword there.
Yeah.
You got your capital and your public image shit happening.
Yeah, and that's anyone right-wing politics gives a shit about their public image, and
Well, yeah, if you got to get
they
voted,
don't want to permanently tarnish
fuck.
that.
Like,
And they think there's a chance that that's going to happen.
I don't know if you heard about it, but the right wingers, I think it's in the federal level, have been challenging the idea that you can't that libel doesn't apply to public figures, and that way, like, making folks like sheltered from fucking criticism, basically, which is very unconstitutional. But right now
Oh yeah,
but right now, fucking, they haven't succeeded in, like, you're able to